The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Bank Fantasy. They brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $50 bonus funds. Use promo code MLB SGPN. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Monday afternoon, September 8th, around 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Reichel, once again joined by Dylan Rockford. Together, we'll break down the games here for the Tuesday card. Dylan, how's it going with you? What's up?
I'm doing well. Good to be back on the show. I haven't been on in a few days, but it's good. Happy Monday. I'll tell you this. I don't know if you've been driving lately, but back to school and this traffic's been insane lately.
Definitely. I mean, being in traffic's never fun,
No.
But especially around this time of the year.
Especially when you have stick.
You have stick. Oh.
Terrible. I'm a stick guy. I like it. I think you actually have more fun, but not in traffic.
Either way.
Yeah.
Well, you get to practice your, your usage of stick in traffic. So, there's that.
It was fun. I learned doing valet in high school. I learned on other people's cars, so it was always nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you have like a Ferris Bueller joyride situation, or you just actually parked it?
Honestly, the only thing I've ever done, I took it like 3-4 blocks. There's a Wawa by my house. I took it like by a Wawa to pick up coffee for everyone, but that's it.
Yeah. Well, either way, I do like Wawa. So
yeah, Wawas are great. How was football Sunday for you? Good, profitable?
I'd say yeah. I think for the most part it was. For the prop side, for the side stuff, not that great.
Mm-hmm.
I had a teaser which won. I like teasers personally,
Same.
so I had a 2-pick teaser there which worked out. But yeah, overall, I'd say most people probably struggled with the sides in week one. It felt like a lot of games were close, and a lot of the favorites, I don't want to say didn't cover, but it felt like a lot of favorites were struggling. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And whether they won or not didn't really matter because they didn't cover. So I feel like that was the issue a lot of people ran into. But how was your week one?
Yeah, overall, it was pretty good outside of our Jets blowing the game, man. It was good. I hit on Jacksonville, the Browns, outright. The dog of the week was the Raiders. What else? I hit on a teaser as well. I got Minnesota tonight. We'll see how that goes. I think it's just because I'm high on JJ McCarthy in my fantasy. But other than that, it was pretty good. Our Jets should have won, man. It was a tough game.
I mean, they should have. At the end of the day, a 60-yard field goal is a 60-yard field goal.
Yeah.
And he made it with probably 5-6 yards to spare. I mean, that ball was destroyed.
Is Boswell the best kicker in the league?
He's up there. I don't know if he's the number one. I would still take Aubrey in 2 seconds over anybody.
But I mean, like big-time game kicks. He's hit a lot.
Well, it depends how you define big game kicks because the Steelers haven't actually had a big postseason game in probably like 5-6 years. So
yeah.
I don't know. And of course, it used to be Tucker, who was horrible for the last year or two, and now he's out of the league. Mm-hmm. But I think if you're asking who's the best kicker in the league, I would go Aubrey at this point. But Boswell's on a short list.
Yeah, it was a tough day for kickers yesterday.
It was. Shout out to Matt Prater, though, who joined the team and then had the game winner against Baltimore.
Yeah.
So either way, nice job. I didn't even know Prater was on Buffalo. No. And then apparently none of his teammates did either. But he joined them midweek, so it worked out. But yeah, nice job by Buffalo with that crazy comeback there in Sunday Night Football. But either way, time to move on into the baseball card for Tuesday. Anyway, before we get into any of the games for Tuesday, reminder that we have a nice discount code on the merch store. If you use the code football at checkout, a quarter off everything. So keep that in mind. Make sure to check out the MLB Gambling Podcast, the NBA Gambling Podcast, Tennis Gambling Podcast, Pointers, whichever merch you actually choose to get. It's all discounted. So use the code football at checkout for 25% off everything in the merch store. So moving on to the actual games here for Tuesday. Starting off with the Pirates against the Orioles. So for this one, you have Burrows against Bradish. For the pricing, I see Baltimore minus 164. I see Pittsburgh at plus 138. For the over-under in this game, I see 8.5. So I'll ask you, because Pittsburgh has been really bad on the road this season. Baltimore has not been good. They're 11 games under, but they're only 5 under on at home, I mean. Burrow's had a pretty weird season. Bradish has been okay since joining the team mid-season. What do you like in this one? Because I think I actually do like Baltimore, but 160 and change is kind of expensive. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I do like the Orioles here as well. I don't like backing the Pirates on the road. They just got swept by the Brewers, but it is the Brewers. But Orioles have actually been playing pretty well. 4 of the last 5 games they've won against good teams at that. And on the other side, I'm just not a big Mike Burrows fan, to be honest. He doesn't really go long into games. I feel like offensively, after that nice streak for Pittsburgh, they've kind of cooled off a little bit. And offensive on the road, they might be one of the worst offensive teams. So I think this might be a good spot for Kyle Bradish, to be honest. So, yeah, I agree. Minus 164 is a little heavy of a price. I only made him a minus 150 favorite, but I do think Baltimore is the right side. Maybe plus 122 on the run line. Maybe first 5 minus a half. But, yeah, I think Baltimore is the right side.
Yeah, I think that Baltimore simply put the more talented team at this point. Pittsburgh's been hanging around, I guess, and they're kind of, enjoying their home field. But on the road, they've been terrible. So I'll go Baltimore in this game. Moving on to the next game, you have the Royals taking on the Guardians. You have Cameron against Cantillo. For this one, you're looking at the Guardians being favored slightly, minus 125. Royals are plus 105. For the over-under, I see 8 in this game. So Cleveland's 2 games over. The Royals are 3 games over. So both teams are trying to fight for a wild card spot. Cameron has been quite good this season. He's been good on the road, 2.94 ERA. Last 2 starts, not great, 10 innings and 9 earned, so he has been regressing a bit. As for Cantillo, he's been fine, a 3.73 ERA. Bad at home, though, 4.7 ERA, but he has allowed 1 earned in each of the last 3 starts. He's been good lately, but for me, I'm going to go with the under in this game. I think I'll go with Cleveland. I think Cleveland right now has the at least pitcher in better form starting wise because Cantillo's been good. But Cleveland at home's been fine. I think Cleveland can really be a team that, I don't want to say sneaks into the playoffs, but they're a team that really never dies. And a big reason is because they win these low scoring, ugly games because they can pitch well out of the bullpen. Kansas City has been competing, but they're still not a great team run differential wise. Give me Cleveland at minus 125.
Yeah, I don't mind Cleveland either. I think they are the right side. I see minus 118s around, so shop around. I think Royals have kind of cooled down as well. Guardians, they play well at home. And to be honest, I think Joey Cantillo, he's looked like the better pitcher the past few starts. I like Noah Cameron. I think he's good, but his hard hit rate is up. He just got rocked by the Angels and the White Sox. Meanwhile, Joey Cantillo, he hasn't allowed more than 1 run in 3 straight games. So he's actually pitched better. They have the better bullpen. And I think offensively, they're a little better right now. So, I would take Cleveland here, minus 118. I made them a minus 140 favorite.
Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, it's a pretty good situation for Cleveland to potentially showcase the home field. We'll see what happens, but I think Cantillo right now is in better form than Cameron. So I'll go with him. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but your camera is completely frozen for the last minute.
Audio's good.
Yeah, audio's fine. Just the camera.
Yeah, camera's trash. Yeah.
That's fine. Okay. Just in case you didn't know that. Just something you could know. Either way, moving on to the next game, Nationals taking on the Marlins. You have Parker against Missouri. For this one, you're looking at the Nationals, who are most likely going to be dogs. We have no line on this game, but I'm assuming as much because Parker's been bad. No total either. Missouri was good last outing, but I don't think he's very good, simply put. Actually, no, it was good 2 outings ago against the Mets. Against the Nationals, not so much. Actually, even in the Mets start, he only went 4 innings, but he gave up 2 earned. Nationals, though, 6 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs. And Parker's going for Washington, who's been terrible. A 5.87 ERA, 6.68 ERA at home. Decent against Miami last start, not great. He ended up going 4 2/3, 4 runs, 2 of them being earned. But he's been really bad. Missouri's been really bad. Give me the over. I don't trust either pitcher in this game.
Yeah, I would agree. Just look at Mitchell Parker's last outing against Miami. He didn't look good. Only gave up 2 runs, but the game finished with 15 total runs. So he gave up 31 runs in the month of August. He's been terrible. I don't trust the bullpen of either team as well. So, yeah, I made my total 9.4. I'm surprised we don't have lines up for this one. But, yeah, I would agree. It's either over or pass for me. I don't want to back either side in this one.
Yep. Moving on to the next game, Mets taking on the Phillies in what could be the series of the week, or I should say the series of the next few days. We'll see. For this one, you have Manaea against Suarez. For the pricing, the Mets are dogs. Philly is about minus 140. I see the Mets at around plus 120. For the over-under, I see 8.5. So I know Manaea is not your favorite pitcher at this point in the season because he's not been very good. He has given up at least 4 earned runs in... it's been a decent amount of starts lately. 5 of the last 6. He's allowed at least 4 earned runs. As for Suarez, he had a great start to the season. Recently, he has picked it back up again after a bit of a struggle, say a couple weeks ago. but his last 4 starts, he's allowed 3 runs combined. So Suarez has been finding ways to shut down opposing offenses. I'm going Philly in this one. The Mets might own Philly, but it's mainly in Citi Field. I think it's a different situation here. But simply put, Manaea has been really bad. So give me Suarez at home at -140.
Yeah, I agree. The Mets have had the Phillies number, but like you said, it's only in Queens. And to be honest, I really haven't liked what I've seen out of this team recently. The offense has kind of gone cold the last few games. Now staying on the road where they struggle in general offensively, facing Ranger Suarez, who's been really good for the Phils. I just think this is a really bad spot for the Mets. Phillies, they're 4-1 straight up in Rangers' last 5 home starts. And to be honest, I agree. I think the handicap was pretty simple. It just came down to, do we really trust Sean Manaea, who, to be honest, after last season has been very disappointing for the Mets. 6.53 ERA, batters hitting almost 300 off of him. Just think this is a really bad spot. We're only getting -140. Yeah, I'll take the Phillies as well.
Yep. Moving on to the next game, Tigers taking on the Yankees. Yankees have actually won a couple series against good competition. Houston's 12 games over. I'm not sure they're good, but they won a series against the Astros, and they ended up being the Blue Jays 2 out of 3 in Yankee Stadium. Still at home, taking on the Tigers. Tigers, we know, are 20 games over 500. You have Mize against Warren for this one. For the pricing, I see the Yankees being -160. I see the Tigers being +135. For the over-under, I see 8.5. So the Yankees, as I said before, have been playing good baseball lately. I believe they are only 2 games behind the Blue Jays for first place in the division. Mize was struggling, was good against the Mets the last start, 5 innings, 1 run, but he's been pretty underwhelming for the last month or so. Warren, though, is a guy who I acknowledge has been better at home, 3.3 ERA at home. If you go to lately, last 2 starts, 10 innings, 2 earned. Not going much distance, and I still think he's one of the more vulnerable guys in that rotation. I think 160 is a massive line, just simply put. So even though the Yankees have been playing good baseball, and I get you could argue they should win, and I'm not sold on Mize either, I can't lay 160 with Warren against Detroit. I just can't do that. Give me the Yankees give me the fading of the Yankees here at around +135. If the Yankees were like -125, I would take them, but 160 is egregious to me. Give me Detroit.
Honestly, I took the Tigers, and I was surprised. I was gonna be like, Scott's obviously gonna take his Yankees because they've been playing really good baseball, but
it's a big price.
It's huge, and I'm so glad you said that. I only made the Yankees a -125 favorite, so it's spot on to exactly what you said. +133, I was able to get Detroit here. I don't think Will Warren is all that good, in my opinion. He'll have a good game, and he'll have a bad game.
He's a fine back-end rotation starter, but that's not worth laying 160 against.
No,
right now one of the top seeds in the AL.
And to be honest, Casey Mize is the same thing. I just don't like seeing either of them, and I think we're going to start seeing Will Warren regress here. He's given up 5+ hit in 4 straight games. I actually like the over, if anything. Fading both of these 2 pitchers, 2 top 10 lineups. 2 pitchers that, like I said, who have been kind of up and down. My total came out to 9.4, so I think it could be a high-scoring game. I'll take the Tigers here just based on the value. So it should be a really fun game, though. But like you said, Yankees only 2 back of that division lead.
Yeah, definitely a nice comeback by them over the last couple of days where they lost the first game of the series, felt like it was going to be rinse and repeat again. But they buckled down, and they won the last 2 games. And they were close, too. They were able to survive the last 2 games. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But 2 games back, hanging in there, and we'll see if the Blue Jays can hold serve or if they're going to potentially fall apart.
Do you worry about Boston at all? They're only 3.5 back.
Truth is, they had a massive win yesterday against the Diamondbacks, but not really. You lose a series to the Diamondbacks, and they have not been playing that well on the West Coast. We'll see how they look against the A's over the next few days, but I'm more concerned about Toronto, obviously, but Boston's a team that I think, of course, has some talent. Roman Anthony getting hurt, though, is a big deal. Mm-hmm. Chapman's been incredible as a reliever for the last month or so, but at the same point, if you're going to be on the West Coast, you're going to struggle. I just question if I'm really scared of you to keep it together for a full 3-4 weeks here.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm more concerned about Toronto than Boston.
Yeah, right now, Toronto is favored to win the division at -210. 2-1 is the Yankees, and 10-1 is the Red Sox.
Yeah, which sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Either way, though, moving on to the next game, looking at the matchup between the Astros and the Blue Jays, speaking of, you have Garcia against Barrios. Now, for the pricing here, I see Toronto probably going to be the favorite. I have no lines, though, on the game. Over-under, once again, no lines. But Garcia's barely pitched this season. Berrios has been pretty up and down. Garcia's made one start, actually. 6 innings, 3 earned against the Angels. So pretty good outing there. First road start in a while. Berrios, though, has been better recently. He has allowed less than 3 earned in 3 of his last 4. Did struggle in his last home start, though, against the Rangers. 4 1/3, 10 hits, 6 earned. I said it before, and I don't know if you agree with me. Even though Houston's 12 over, and as always, they'll win this division this season.
Yeah.
I don't think they're very good. Am I missing something? Because they're 12 over, and I'm so unimpressed every time I watch them play. I get Jordan came back. They've had some injuries. I understand it. But am I wrong? I don't think this team is very good.
No, they just find ways to win. I don't think the schedule's all that hard either. They just find ways to win. I think offensively they'll be okay. I honestly think the pitching is really what worries me with this team. But what don't you like about them? Because this team always finds ways to win, and that's how you can identify a good team with a bad team. Like, for example, we were talking about our Jets. A bad team will always find ways to lose. This team always finds ways to win.
I think just watching them perform, I know the pitching's a problem in itself. They've had a bunch of injuries. I get it. But
yeah,
even the at-bats they construct, it just feels like a lot of wasted at-bats. Maybe it's because Altuve's lost a step or two, and he, of course, was the guy who'd be the threatening option to bat about 320 any given year, and this year he's batting 264. And maybe it just seems to me like the amount of contact hitters that they kind of built their dynasty on, the guys who construct good at-bats, the guys who would get on base all the time, they just don't have that. I mean, right now their leading batting average guy is Jake Myers, who played 91 games this season. And you have Pena, who's batting 304. I think he's been solid too. But most of these guys, Altuve's at 260 and change, Diaz at 250, Walker's at 234. Well, you're going down the line. Maybe it's because I'm just so accustomed to seeing the Astros with so many guys that can get on base, move the line, construct good at bats. It feels like part of that identity, the reason why they won those World Series, has kind of faded. Now it makes sense because they have a lot of guys who they won titles with who are older, past their prime. But I think it's the at-bats for me. I just am used to seeing them threaten with 1 to 9 guys in the lineup. Yeah. Maybe one tossing a Maldonado. But you get what I'm trying to say. It feels like the offense just isn't as potent as it used to be. And maybe that's why I'm lower. It's because they set the bar so high over the last decade. It feels like a fading empire. That's kind of how I feel about this team.
Yeah, I think it's fair, and I think you made a really good point. What I was going to say was most of these guys that we've grown accustomed to, they're all getting to the back end of their careers now. They're all kind of older. This is back when we were in college that they were doing this. Now we're 5-6 years removed, and everyone looks a tad slower. Pena's been good. That was the one name I was going to mention, but yeah, everyone's just getting older, but they're good at home, which usually they always are. They're above 500 against playoff teams, which is what you want to see. But I just worry about the pitching. I worry how it's going to fade in the postseason. So we'll see. Thank God they're in a really bad division, because if they weren't, I don't really know how they would be doing. Like the AL Central, they wouldn't be in first place. They'd be in 4th place in the AL East. No, the NL East stinks, but you get my drift. So yeah, I think they're good, but I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I do think at the end of the day, Houston will make the playoffs, obviously. But they lost both home games to Detroit last year. Yeah. And with all the injuries they have, I don't treat them as a serious threat in the American League.
That's fair.
At least to make the World Series. I don't treat them as a serious threat. Moving on, before we get into the remainder of the games for Tuesday, reminder they're brought to you by our sponsor, MyBookie.ag. Use them to bet on football, college football, the NFL. Check out the other sports they have. They have a bunch of them. They have a motto: bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit, no fast payouts with crypto. MyBookie.ag. Use promo code SGPN for 100% payback bonus up to $500 for new customers. MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Check out their models for the NFL, for college football, for MLB, for WNBA, for golf, and once again, all the other sports they have. Check out the leaderboard with weekly prizes in cash just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of your own, of the same type, from any model you build, and you can win $1K. Also, check out the free trial that we have with Rhythm for a free week trial. Go to sportsgaming.com/rhythm to get your 7-day free trial. Welcome back, everyone, to the Gamble Podcast. Finished going through the first couple games on the card for Tuesday. Time to keep it going with the next game. Moving on to the next matchup, I see the Cubs taking on the Braves. Now, for this one, you're looking at Horton against Strider. Strider was supposed to pitch on potentially Monday, and then I saw it was Elder actually going today. For this one, though, you have Horton, who's been incredible, who's probably going to win Rookie of the Year. For the pricing, though, the Cubs are favored. They're about pick 'em in this game. Minus 110 apiece. For the over-under, I see 8.5. I have no idea why this is a pick 'em. Horton's been really good. In fact, he's been amazing. He's been arguably one of the best pitchers in the league for the last month or so. He's allowed less than 3 earned runs in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight starts. He's allowed less than 3 earned. He's been just immaculate at this point, and I think Strider's been pretty bad since coming back from injury. And the fact is, his strikeout stuff's not really there. You're looking at his numbers against the Cubs, gave up 3 earned against them last start. The Braves have lost 5 starts in a row that Strider's made. I don't know why this is minus 110. Strider's become a name brand bias in the market, and the actual performances have not backed it up. Give me the Cubs a minus 110. I think this line's kind of insane.
Yeah, Cade Horton, a dog. Okay, I'll take the Cubs as well. My numbers actually made them a minus 140 favorite. I don't care the Braves are at home. I don't think they deserve to be the favorite. They stink. 3-7 their last 10. They're under 500 at home. They just lost 2 or 3 to the Cubs, a week ago? And now they get Cade Horton, who last time he threw against them, 5 scoreless. I know they lost, but he was dominant. It wasn't his fault. He can't pitch and hit. So it just doesn't make sense to me. I agree. Even in August on the road, he was lights out. The last time the Cubs lost a road start for Cade Horton was early July. I think this is a good spot for the Cubs offense to get going as well. Braves are 0-5 straight up in Strider's last 5 starts. Going to continue to fade him. I'll take the short dog, minus 102.
Yeah. Moving on to the next game, you have the Rays against the White Sox. Looking for this matchup in the pitchers, you have Hauser against Gomez. For the pricing, I see no lines, so apologies there. For the total, once again, no lines, but I'll ask you, because Tampa will be favored in this game. Tampa was actually pushing for a potential playoff spot, then they lost the final 3 games at home to the Guardians. Not ideal. I'll ask you, because the White Sox, we know, are a pretty bad team, but at home they can be feisty on occasion. And you're looking at the White Sox this season being 12 under at home. Not bad when you're 34 games under overall. But I'll ask you, because Hauser has been good this season as a whole. Recently, though, not great. He has allowed 4 earned in 2 of his last 3 starts. What do you like in this game? Because I think I am going to go with Tampa, but I don't know the pricing, so I really can't give out much.
Yeah, honestly, no lines, but honestly, the White Sox have been feisty this past week or so. Depending on the numbers, I only made the Rays a minus 135 favorite. I might take Chicago. The offense has been better for them recently, and the Rays just got swept by the Guardians, which is, Scott, is never a really good sign. So I think a regression might be coming for them. At home is really where you want to back Chicago. So yeah, and Adrian Hauser hasn't been all that special to me either. So I probably would take the White Sox. The Rays are probably going to be a heavy favorite here. Anything a plus 135 or better, I'll probably take the White Sox.
Yep. I can get behind that too, but it depends on what the price is, simply put. Moving on to Milwaukee, taking on the Rangers. For this one, you have Peralta against Leiter. For the pricing, we have no lines. Milwaukee should be favored in this game, but we'll see. You're looking at Peralta, who's been amazing for the last month or 2. So Peralta's actual numbers are kind of insane. He's allowed 0 runs in 5 straight starts. 0. So he's been perfect, basically. As for Leiter, he's still young. He's figuring it out. He's had an okay season, and I will point out that recently he's been pretty good. He has given up 4 earned in his last 3 starts combined. First glance, I like the under, but we have no lines. So I can't really break it down, but I'll go Milwaukee because I'm not picking against Peralta.
Yeah, this should be a really good series. I know you mentioned the Phillies and the Mets, but I thought it was actually going to be Eric Fetty, but I could be wrong. I know MLB has TBD, but I thought I saw Eric Fetty. He only pitched like a half an inning on Saturday, but regardless, both teams are playing really well. Honestly, I like Jack Leiter. I think he's been really good at home, 6-2. Batters only hitting 209 off of him in Texas. He's only allowed 2 runs in the last 15 innings at home. I feel like if the Rangers could get him some run support, they should win this game. So maybe eliminate the bullpens, first 5 under. You mentioned Freddie Peralta's numbers. He's been good. Jack Leiter's good at home. I like the first 5 under. I think we see a low-scoring game. I probably would take, if Freddie Peralta is pitching, probably Brewers around -130, -135. But yeah, I probably would take the first 5 under. I like both of these pitchers, and I'm hoping the Rangers could win. I hope they could create some drama in that division.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if they'll be able to create some drama, but who knows? We'll see what happens. But
yeah, they got Butchie, so.
Yeah, Rangers might end up making the playoffs. We'll see what happens. But moving on to the next game, Twins taking on the Angels. For this game, you're looking at Matthews against Hendricks. So I really don't like either pitcher. You have the Twins at -115. You have the Angels at +105. For the over-under, I see 9 in this game. So Zebby's been up and down this season. Both pitchers, pretty similar stats. Zebby's been good the last 2 starts, though. 12 innings, 3 runs combined. But his ERA on the road has been underwhelming. 5.77 ERA. Besides that, you're looking at Hendricks, who's pitching, who has been pretty similar, home and road, and like Matthews, he's been good lately. Last 2 starts, 12 innings, 3 earned runs. I know Buxton's kind of banged up. We'll see if he's in the lineup or not. Who knows? With Buxton, you never know. For this game, I think going into the series, I told myself whoever the dog was I would take, and the Angels are +102. These teams are similar. They both stink. Yeah. Give me the plus money. Like, I don't see any value on any favorite in this series entirely. So give me the Angels at plus money. I'm not betting this game.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet this game. I don't want anything to do with either side. I probably would take the over 9 at -105. My total came out to 9.3. Kyle Hendricks is not good. I liked him back in the day, but he's just now. He's in the tail end of his career. 4+ runs given up in his last 3 home starts. And the last time he faced the Twins actually scored 7 runs off of him in 3 innings. And you mentioned Zebby Matthews is not good either. He's been up and down. 5.77 road ERA. Batter's hitting almost 300 off of him away from Minnesota. So 2 bad pitchers, 2 bad bullpens. We love that combination for an over. The over has actually been profitable in Anaheim as well. 40 and 29 towards the over. So I don't really care who wins. I think we'll see some runs. So yeah, I'll take the over 9.
Yep. Moving on to the next game, you have the Reds taking on the Padres. So for this one, you have Littell against we don't know. So for this one, for the actual pricing, we have lines. Somehow, even though I don't know who's pitching for San Diego, supposed to be Cortez. He got hurt, so he's not going to be pitching.
I think it's Michael King returning
again for like the 3rd return.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But San Diego is -184. I see the Reds at +154. For the over/under, I see 7.5. At 7.5, I have to imagine it is King because that sounds like a number that he would be getting. Definitely not a line that Cortez would be getting, obviously. Now, for the performances recently, San Diego won the final 2 against the Rockies. They had lost 5 in a row, so they were playing bad baseball, but the Rockies helped out, I guess. For the Reds, they won a series against your team, and they have been hanging around, I'll use the word. Like, they have not been very good recently. They are, just for reference, they have won, they're 4 and... what is that? They're 4 and 8 in their last 12. So not good, but at least they won a series against the Mets. I don't want to lay this with San Diego. I mean, King's barely pitched this season. He's been injured numerous times, and I don't know what I'm going to get from him. Do I like Littell? Not really, but San Diego's not been good recently. I'm not going to overreact to 2 good games against the Rockies. So for pricing, like I said about the Yankees, I think the line's massive. I think that looking at a -180 is insane. Give me the Reds at +154.
Yeah, no lines, but Michael King's probably going to make his first start on ESPN. Said he will return in like over a month. I think a month to the date.
He came back, he appeared, then he got injured again. He went on the shelf for a month, so we'll see what happens. But
yeah, both teams really haven't been playing the best, honestly, right now. I actually like the Padres backing them at home. I just don't know what we're going to get out of King and Scott. You know, I'd like to fade pitchers coming back, especially off of a month who. It's just been constantly hurt. And I don't know. Zach Littell hasn't really looked the same either. The last 3 games, he hasn't looked good. I don't mind fading him. This is another line where 7.5, I know it seems right, but my total came out to 7.9. Maybe we'll see some runs here. Fade both of these pitchers. Maybe a first 5 over. I think we'll see some runs here. So, yeah, I take the over if anything, but I probably wouldn't bet the game.
Yep. Moving on to the next game. I can understand your argument, by the way, about San Diego, but it's the price for me. I just can't
100%.
take that at minus 180. Moving on to the next game, Cardinals taking on the Mariners. So for this game, you're looking at the matchup between Liberatore and Kirby. For the pricing here, Seattle's minus 210. I see St. Louis at around plus 175. The over-under is at 7.5. So Seattle was struggling. Then they took on the Braves, and like the Padres, they exploded offensively in the last two games of that series because they absolutely destroyed Atlanta in those last two games. 28-4 in the last two games, but besides that, they've not been good. So we'll see what happens. But the Cardinals, we know, are a team that's a lot better at home than on the road. St. Louis, just for reference, is 31-38 on the road. For Liberatore, recently, he has been fine. Gave up no runs against the A's, gave up 3 runs in 5 innings against the Reds. He's going to give up some runs, some contact, but he'll try to hang in there. Kind of like a lefty Kyle Hendricks, where it might look ugly, but it's about 5 innings, 3 runs. It's kind of what you're looking at. But Kirby's been underwhelming this season. We know that stuff-wise, he's much better than Liberatore. I'll ask you, though, because 220 feels massive, but if you want to go for the run line on Seattle, you can find Seattle minus 1.5 at around, I see even money, and I see the Cardinals at a plus 1.5 at minus 120. What do you like in this game? I feel like it's a pretty tricky line based on the price.
Yeah, we talked about value basically all episode, and I know the Mariners are really good at home, but there's no part of me that can't take the Cardinals right now. I feel like this number is way too high for Seattle. I only made them a minus 155 favorite. Over a $2 favorite with George Kirby is crazy to me. I feel like you have to take St. Louis here. Liberatore, he's not that good. He'll give up 3-4 runs, but if they could somehow get to Kirby, which the way he's been pitching is definitely possible. Like, he just got smoked in his last start. I think Cardinals are live. Seattle's offense does drop off in Seattle. On the road, offense picks up a little bit, but at home, it does drop off. So plus 175, I feel, in my opinion, I feel like you have to take St. Louis with the value.
Yeah, I agree. I like the over, though, in this game. I see a 184 on FanDuel if you want to go for that. But
even better.
The point is, 7.5 feels too short. Kirby gave up 7 earned last start. Liberatore, I'm not a fan. So give me the over in this one. Moving on to the next game, you're looking at the Diamondbacks taking on the Giants. For this one, you have Gallen against Ray. Gallen's turned it around lately. He's been really good, actually. Gallen, for the last couple of starts, he's allowed 1 run in his last 3 starts combined. So he's been good. We know Ray's been good this season. Ray's 10-6, 3.31 ERA. Recently, though, not good. He has given up a total of 11 runs in his last 2 starts combined. For the money line, Giants are favored minus 140. Gallen's a plus 120 with the Diamondbacks. The over-under is at 7.5. Said it before, but based on current form, I think this price is insane on San Francisco. Arizona's been competitive lately. Won a series against the Red Sox, and Gallen's been great, and Ray is not. So give me the Diamondbacks plus 120.
Yeah, this one probably was the toughest game in a handicap, I thought. It's a coin flip game. These two teams are so identical. I'll admit, Zach Gallen has been better recently. Excuse me, but I do think Robbie Ray is the better pitcher overall. Tough road trip for the Giants. I think coming back home is going to help this team offensively a little bit. Arizona really isn't the best road team either. I think I'd rather back them against righties rather than lefties as well. So, like I said, I probably wouldn't bet this game, but I do lean Giants. I made them a minus 145 favorite, so I see minus 135. Lean to the Giants, but I don't feel very confident about it.
Yep. Going to the next game, Red Sox taking on the A's. You have May against Springs. So for this one, the Red Sox are favored, minus 118. I see the A's at around plus 100. For the over-under, I see 10 or 10.5. So first glance, I like the over. Just looking at the actual matchup here, I'm not a fan of Springs. He has been worse at home. The good lately, though, he has allowed less than 4 earned in 3 straight. But at home, his numbers aren't that great. The Red Sox offense can be dangerous, and we know this ballpark is very, very hitter-friendly. May got acquired mid-season. Has not really been that good. His ERA on the road is 6.59. Was good against the Guardians, kind of, last outing. He only gave up 1 run, but he went 3 innings. So can't really use it in terms of, say, a turning point for his season. I don't really trust either pitcher here, so I'm going to go with the over. I think a flat 10 makes sense. I think that each team could score 5, and with that being the case, you might end up getting an automatic win if it goes to extras. Give me the over in this game.
Yeah, I agree. Over 10, if anything. It's another game where I really don't want to back a side, but I do think we'll see some runs. I see some 10.5s out there, so grab a 10 if you like the over. My total came out to 10.4. Dustin May really hasn't looked good since coming over from the Dodgers. 5.68 ERA. He doesn't go long into games, and the A's can score runs. They're averaging 461, 4.6 runs per game at home. Boston is another team that could score runs. They have a top 10 offense. And going up against Jeffrey Springs, he's another guy, 4.73 ERA at home. He's given up 3+ runs in 3 straight games. Both teams are profitable towards the over. So, yeah, this is another chaotic, high-scoring game. I agree. I'll take the over.
Yeah, I just think that once again it's a matchup with two pitchers that I don't trust at all, and Boston's bullpen's been a mess.
Besides, outside of Chapman,
but Chapman's been incredible.
Yeah,
the point is getting to Chapman's been a problem because it feels like every other reliever is just not trustworthy.
But somehow they're still only 3.5 back.
That's my point, though, is that you could argue that they should be arguably leading the division if they had even a decent middle relief.
By the way, we got to do better on our futures. They keep hanging 82s, 83.5 for Boston's win total. It just goes over every year.
Yeah, Mal and I love the over during the
every
offseason.
Year.
We talked about it. But yeah, Cora finds a way, and this team's not bad. Moving on, though, to the final game. Rockies taking on the Dodgers. We did not save the best for last. You have Marquez against Sheehan. For this one, Dodgers are minus 330. I see the Rockies at around plus 250. The over-under's at 9. So Marquez has had a bad season like most Rockies pitchers. 3-12, 6.19 ERA. Recently, not good. 9 1/3, 12 earned in his last 2 starts combined. Sheehan has been okay. Good at home, 2.63 ERA. Last 2 starts, 11 2/3, 2 earned runs. The Dodgers should win. They've been really bad lately, though, so that's kind of why it scares people off. But minus 1.5, minus 140, sure, I guess. I mean, 140 is not that expensive when you factor in the 320 and change money line. Give me the Dodgers minus 1.5, minus 140. Will I bet it? No, but I'll go with them in this game.
Yeah, this is another one where I don't want to do any side. I feel like 9 is kind of high, though, right now for these two teams. My total came out.
If you want to back Marquez kind of indirectly by taking an under, you can, but that scares me off.
No, 100%. My total came out to 8.4. I feel like both offenses for these clubs have kind of been mediocre. Just like at the Dodgers' last 5 games, all 5 have gone under this total. The under's 8-2 in their last 10. I just worry about the bullpens, especially Colorado's, who they look at their last series. They've given up a ton of runs this past weekend. So maybe a Rockies team total under. Emmett has actually been serviceable at home for the Dodgers. Only 5 runs given up in the last 20 innings at home. So, yeah, now that I'm talking through, I probably would take the Rockies team total under if anything.
Yeah. Moving on, though, before we get into the Lock and Dog picks, a reminder they're brought to you by our sponsor, which is Unranked Fantasy. Play their pick'em for a chance to win 500 times your entry. You pick higher or lower on some of your favorite player stats. Available in a ton of sports as well. Also, they have a new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $50 bonus funds when you use promo code MLB SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig, which is America's #1 sports prediction market. So Novig's an exchange. You'll know you're getting the best prices available in the market. They're also available in 30 couple of states. Download the app, spend $5, and you'll get $50 in bonus funds. If you use the promo code SGPN, get on the actual Novig with the promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through all the games for Tuesday. Time to move on into the Lock and Dog picks. Dylan, what do you like for your Lock and Dog?
Yeah, for my lock, I'm trying to go through it. I feel like I gave out a lot of plus money here, but I'm gonna fade Noah Cameron in the Royals. I'll take the hotter team, which is the Guardians here at home. Joey Quintana has actually been pretty good these past few starts. So yeah, I'll take Cleveland here at home and probably a low scoring game. As my dog, I gave out a few. I do like the Tigers. I can't take the Cubs. They're minus 102. They're minus 102, right? They're not plus money.
Yes, I did not see plus money on the Cubs.
Yeah, I'll take the Cardinals. What did you say? A plus 184 for the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, give me the St. Louis here. I like George Kirby, but plus 184 to fade him at home where they struggle to score runs. I'll take St. Louis here. Yeah, I think that number's ridiculous.
All right. So for my lock, give me the Cubs at minus 102. Got to take it at the end of the day. I don't think Strider's been good. Horton's been incredible. And I do think the Cubs are the better team, obviously. Atlanta lost their last 2 games by basically 20-plus runs combined, obviously. So with that being the case, not in good form. The Cubs could use some wins, and the fact is Horton's been great. Give me the Cubs money line at minus 102 as my lock. For my dog, give me Arizona at plus 120. Gallen's been good. Ray is not. And as you said before, these teams are kind of identical to each other. Give me the pitcher in better form. I think 120 is a good price. The Giants laying 140 feels pretty massive to me. Give me Arizona in what could be a very close game at around plus 120. It's going to wrap it up for the show, though. Dylan, anything else you want to add?
No, just good luck on your bets. Hey, we're like less than a month away from playoff baseball, so cannot wait for that. Who do you got tonight, Monday Night Football?
For Monday Night Football, I think the Bears win.
Well, hopefully for my sake, JJ McCarthy at least goes off.
That's kind of the thing, though, is that I don't think Caleb Williams is that great, but I think Ben Johnson's an offensive genius, and Goff was awful without him on Sunday. And McCarthy is still a rookie. I know that technically he's not, but he didn't play a single NFL game last year. Yeah. And I thought that he was a game manager at Michigan. So I don't actually know if he's that good. So it's a massive quarterback question. I like the under in the game. But I'll go with the Bears at home.
All right. Well, good luck. Enjoy.
Yep, we'll see. Anyway, till next time, find me on Twitter as Radio. Find him on Twitter at Rock with 2Ks24. Till next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets.